Dear students, this particular lecture is specifically designated for Research Methodology and Statistics course with course code BSCF 3003. The course has been specifically designed for BSc Honours students of Forensic Sciences. I am Mrs. Vinny Sharma. I am the faculty coordinator for this particular course. This first lecture will be designated for Introduction to Research Methodology. In this lecture, we will be first of all dealing with the background knowledge about research, regarding research. Then we will be specifically dealing with what is research. We will be talking about why one has to do research. We will be dealing with various terminologies that are being used into research and research methodology. We will talk about briefly about what is research methodology and what are the benefits of research methodology. First of all, introduction. It is essential to understand these three words, namely experience, reasoning and research. These three words are often considered as synonyms with each other, but they vary very differently with each other. When it comes down to experience, we say that experience can be divided into three words: a personal experience, experience from others, and sources beyond immediate circle, meaning the authoritative sources. Via personal experience, we mean that the body of language, skills derived from encounters, and acquaintance with the facts and events in his or her environment. Experience of others means that when you are discussing some issues that you have encountered with others who have been into similar situation and they share with you the same, their experience with you. Source beyond immediate circle, meaning the authoritative sources. These experiences are actually gained from the authorities who have already experienced or who have professionally or personally experienced the scenario in which you currently are. Experience and authority are richly fertile sources for hypothesis, but they are common sense knowing, often based on haphazard events and use loose and uncritical manner, and hence are not specific. Both experience and authority, it changes with the scenario, how you are, who you are, and what is your cognitive thinking ability. That changes with how you perceive a particular situation and will change the experience that you are encountering. Reasoning. Reasoning can be divided into three parts: deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, and the combination of both. Deductive reasoning is the one in wherein you are deducing from a bigger chunk of knowledge to a specific point. Whereas inductive reasoning is that wherein you are creating your reasonable answers from the observations you are making. Deductive reasoning can be considered as once you are interviewing a lot of people and then you are deducing from their knowledge, from their interviews, from their experiences, what particular question you wanted to ask about. Whereas inductive reasoning can be concluded into the form of a scientific experiments that you are conducting into your lab and observing different types of chemical reactions or any other precipitation or color changes, and then coming out down to a conclusion that why or what is happening. Combination of these two, deductive and inductive reasoning, is also an important aspect in scientific research processes. Thirdly, research. Research is a systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of hypothetical propositions about the presumed relations amongst the natural phenomena. In other words, research is a process wherein we are trying to investigate a particular scenario which we have assumed that might or may happen in the coming or near future, and we create a systematically controlled experiment to deduce or to reason on our hypothesis. Research is systematic and controlled, it is empirical and it is self-controlling. Why one should do research? Generally, this is a major question that is being asked by the people all around the world, that why one should opt for research. The basic concept of doing a research is to gain a degree, to get respectability, to face a problem, to challenge, to solve a problem, to get intellectual joy, and last but not the least, to serve the society. Research should not only be considered as a phenomena wherein one has to do a work or a combined effort that has to be put up in terms of your gaining of a degree, whereas research on a whole is responsible for gaining experience for serving society in different manner. Moving ahead, what is research? Research is a voyage of discovery. Research is a journey, an attitude, an experience, a method of critical thinking, a careful critical inquiry in seeking facts or principles. It's a scientific art of investigation. It's a scientific and systematic search pertinent for information on a specific topic. It's a process of arriving at dependable solutions to problem through a planned and systematic collection and analysis and interpretation of data. A systematic effort to gain new knowledge, a movement from the known to unknown. It's a search for the new knowledge, facts through objective, systematic, scientific methods of finding solutions to a problem. It's implicit question with explicit answer with data to answer the questions. It's an activity caused by instinct of inquisitors to gain fresh perspectives and answers to the question and acquire knowledge. Various terminologies used in research are research techniques, which is behavior and instruments used in research operations. Example, scaling, recording techniques, content analysis, moving averages, longitudinal, cross-sectional collection of data, etc. Research method, behavior and instruments used in selecting and constructing technique, a range of approaches used to gather data. Example, observations, questionnaire, interview, analysis of records, case studies, etc. Methods are more general than techniques. Methods and techniques are used in performing research operations, that is, collection of data, statistical processing and analysis of tests to evaluate the accuracy of the results obtained. Research methodology. Research methodology is basically defined as a science of studying how research is done scientifically. It is a way to systematically solve the research problem by logically adopting various steps. Methodology helps to understand not only the products of scientific inquiry but the process itself. It aims to describe and analyze methods, throw light on their limitations and resources, clarify their presumptions and consequences, relating their potentialities to the twilight zone of the frontier of knowledge. In other words, research methodology can be defined as the process, a controlled process, a scientific process, a drafted empirical process wherein one can answer a problem by adopting logical reasoning, by creating a scenario or an experiment via which one can reduce the answers to his or her research problem. Moving ahead, Let us share a bit about benefits of research methodology. When one take up research and opt or design his or her own research processes, one has to understand the various benefits that are involved in research methodology. Number one, advancement of wealth of human knowledge. Number two, tools of the trade to carry out research, provides tools to look into the things and life objectively, develops a critical and scientific attitude, disciplined thinking, or a bent of mind to observe objectively, that is, using scientific deduction and inductive thinking. Skills of research will well pay off in the long term, particularly in the age of information, often as misinformation. Enriches practitioners and his practices, provides chance to study a subject in depth, enable us to make intelligent decisions, understand the material which no other kind of work can match. As consumers of research output, it helps to inoculate the ability to evaluate and use results of earlier research with reasonable confidence and take rational decisions. And doing the research in the best way is to learn to read and think critically. Dear students, with this we have come to an end to this lecture. These are the list of the different references books that you can refer to for this particular course. These books has already been shared with you all. You can refer to these books for your further inquiries. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.